Over the last few months, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has launched one of the most aggressive political crackdowns in recent memory. Hundreds of opposition figures, journalists, and local officials have been detained. His most popular rival has been jailed. And the goal seems clear: eliminate the opposition before the next election cycle and secure a constitutional path to a third presidential term. But it may not be working. In fact, Erdogan's latest moves could end up undermining his own ambitions. Let's step back. Since January, Erdogan's government has detained over 300 people connected to the opposition, especially those from the main center-left party, the CHP. Among them is Istanbul's mayor, Ekrem İmamoğlu, who's long been seen as Erdogan's most dangerous rival. Polls have consistently shown that İmamoğlu would beat Erdogan in a head-to-head contest. So Erdogan's government responded not with a campaign, but with a courtroom. Authorities annulled İmamoğlu's university degree, effectively disqualifying him from the presidency. Then came the criminal charges, including the bizarre accusation that his electoral alliance in the 2023 municipal vote somehow supported the PKK, a Kurdish separatist group. That claim stretches belief, especially since Erdogan himself was quietly negotiating with Kurdish leaders at the same time, hoping to win the support of the pro-Kurdish DEM party for a new constitutional reform. Because here's the crux: Erdogan wants to run again in 2028, but Turkey's constitution says 2 terms is the limit. Changing that rule requires a 2/3 majority in parliament, which Erdogan's AK party doesn't have. So he needs the support of DEM, and he's offered them a new civilian constitution that might grant Kurds more local autonomy. It's a political deal, more power for the Kurds in exchange for more time in office for Erdogan. But that deal is looking shakier by the day. Because this crackdown, unlike the post-coup purges in 2016, hasn't inspired fear or patriotic unity. It's sparked backlash. Turkish polling firms show that over half the country sees the crackdown as politically motivated. Only a small minority believes it's about corruption or national security. Even voters who don't support the CHP are uncomfortable with jailing political opponents over flimsy accusations, and the backlash is visible in the numbers. Since İmamoğlu's arrest, Erdogan has dropped in nearly every major poll. Meanwhile, CHP is climbing. In some head-to-head matchups, Erdogan now trails not just İmamoğlu, but also less well-known CHP leaders. Ankara's mayor, Mansur Yavaş, polls 20 to 30 points ahead. Party leader Özgür Özel also has a steady lead. CHP, once neck and neck with the AK party in January, now leads by 6 points nationally. It's not just politics. The economic damage is real. İmamoğlu's arrest triggered a market panic. Investors sold off Turkish assets. The lira fell to historic lows, and the central bank was forced to spend more than $50 billion in reserves just to stabilize the currency. Inflation remains above 35%, and economic confidence continues to deteriorate. Foreign investment, already shaky, is now on even thinner ice. And yet, the international response has been nearly non-existent. The European Union, which once loudly condemned democratic backsliding in Turkey, is unusually quiet. And the reason is obvious. Europe needs Erdogan right now. As Russia's war in Ukraine drags on, Turkey remains critical. It has one of NATO's largest armies, a booming defense industry, and a strategic position between East and West. Erdogan has hinted at helping mediate peace talks, and Europe, still struggling to rearm itself, doesn't want to pick a fight. So once again, the EU finds itself trapped between the sword and the stone. Confronting Erdogan risks destabilizing NATO's southeastern flank. But ignoring his crackdown means legitimizing authoritarianism at the heart of Europe's neighborhood. It's the same dilemma Europe faces with Trump. Criticize him and you lose a powerful ally. Stay silent and you risk your own credibility. For Erdogan, this silence is useful. It buys time. It helps normalize the repression. But it doesn't fix his real problem, which is inside Turkey itself. A large and growing number of Turks are simply tired. Tired of inflation, tired of fear, tired of watching elections become legal battles instead of democratic contests. Erdogan may still get his third term. He may succeed in changing the constitution. He may even neutralize his rivals, at least on paper. But the cost is mounting. His support is eroding. The opposition is gaining strength, and Turkey's economy is bleeding. This was meant to be a show of strength, but it might be Erdogan's biggest gamble yet, and it may backfire. If you want to stay informed about the politics shaping Europe, Turkey, and the wider region, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and visit WesternRelations.com for sharp, independent analysis on global affairs. We break down complex stories without the spin, so you can understand what really matters. Thanks for watching.